Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and welcome to February Astrology 2024. If you'd like to book a reading with me, please go to my website, thecoolcrone.com, and look for Book Now. There you will see a listing of all the things I offer, as well as have an opportunity to book a reading. Thank you. Let's start off talking about the big stuff for the month. First of all, everything is direct at the same time. Several of the personal planets will move into Aquarius early in the month, joining Sun and Pluto, but not before the new moon on February 9th. This means that after the new moon, we will get a lot of Aquarian energy, driving home the impact that Pluto will have on us all over the next 20 years. At the time of the new moon, Venus and Mars are still in Capricorn, but Pluto, Mercury, Moon, and the Sun are all in Aquarius, giving a huge weight to Aquarian energy. The planets are wedged into a 120-degree space. That's the space of 4 signs. That's 1/3 of the circle. And because most of our planets inhabit the fixed signs now, we feel a heavy emphasis on that which is solid, immovable, and stubborn. Opinions will be strong, and people will be willing to state them staunchly, if not loudly. The best thing about this new moon is that Venus will trine Uranus almost exactly, stabilizing a lot, but not all, of that Aquarian energy. So, look for food prices or even home prices and interest rates to come down at this time. By mid-month, we experience even more Aquarian energy with Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Pluto all inhabiting this fixed air sign. But it doesn't last long because on the 19th, the Sun will move on to Pisces, and soon after Mercury will also. The Piscean energy is softer, more malleable, and able to gently nudge us to where we need to go. All right? Let's go on and look at the entire month in detail. How to get the most out of this video. If you have your chart, keep it handy while you watch this video. If you don't have a chart, go to astro.com or astro_seek, that's SEEK.com, and get one. Now, as you listen to the video, note the degrees that are the same as your chart, and then look to see which signs those planets are in. Those of you who have astrological points in the air or fire signs from 15 to 25 degrees especially, and where it involves your Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, or Mars, or your ascendant or midheaven, that's where it says MC on the chart, you will have a pretty good time of it for at least the first half of the month. As we move closer to the full moon near the end of the month, those who have earth and water points or planets at 0 to 10 degrees will feel things the most. So keep those charts handy and something to make notes on, and let's get started. Planetary ingresses. So let's look first at the planetary ingresses for this month. There's a lot of action. February does not disappoint. Here are all the planetary ingresses for the month. Mercury enters Aquarius, Mars is going to enter Aquarius, Venus will enter Aquarius, the Sun towards the end of the month will enter Pisces, as will Mercury. Let's talk about each one in turn. On February 5th, Mercury enters Aquarius. Now, when the messenger of the gods goes into the sign of the future, we have some esoteric thoughts going around. Thoughts will speed up, and yet you'll find your mind and others are in the clouds. Aquarius looks toward the big picture and the future. Communications may be more obtuse and yet more self-centered. Aquarius is a fixed air sign. If anyone can become self-absorbed, it's this one. So Take care not to focus every conversation back to yourself, and try not to go off on a dissertation on the existential qualities of the latest upgrade your company wants to do. Now, I enjoy this one, but it might be too airy and ungrounded for some. February 13th, Mars enters Aquarius. Mars in the sign of Aquarius is fun, but sometimes deceptively powerful. Aquarius is a fixed male air sign, so they want what they want when they want it. Aquarius can be a bit territorial and demanding when they feel they're not getting what they need. Bringing Mars into the picture causes energy to be focused, but not violent. More like they just want to plow right in and assume that they'll get what they want. Mars in Aquarius is the genius strategizer who designs and plans the mega project down to the last detail. Whether it's political, military, scientific, or tech, Aquarius is agnostic. They just apply their amazing comprehension powers to wherever they are needed. Mars in this sign will grab what they want and not worry about the consequences, and they don't share very well. February 16th, Venus enters Aquarius. Venus in this air sign is so charming and smart. She waltzes into the room, sets her sights on some amazing person. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. Again, Aquarius can be agnostic in that regard, and proceeds to monopolize them for the entire evening. Relationships begun now will need to almost have a contract to pin them down. Aquarius may be the jealous type, but they do not want their partner holding them back from the object of their desires. It's a double standard, but so is Aquarius. On the 19th, the Sun will enter Pisces. Pisces can be a very shy sign, but I've known quite a few who end up running their own businesses very well. Their sensitivity means that they have to learn how to take care of their energy and their bodies from an early age, or they suffer. Pisces is naturally tapped into the other side. They're creative, intuitive, emotional, but they have to be careful about where they spend their time and energy. A highly structured environment is not usually a good fit for them. They can be loyal and dedicated, but also shy. The stereotype is either a shy Cinderella or a nun. The devotion they show to the father figure is the basis of their faith and dedication. On the 23rd, Mercury will enter Pisces. Mercury in Pisces can help you tap into your intuition and the other side. It's also a great time to use your creativity and delve deeply into fantasy or spiritual matters. Meditation, prayer, magic, and art are all favored now. You may find people having a hard time communicating because they're lost in the clouds. Now let's move on to retrograde planets, of which there are none. So we're going to move right past that into planetary aspects. And as usual, I have broken up the month into weeks. We're actually going to start with January 29th through February 4th. So we have from Monday to a Sunday. Okay, during this week, we have Mercury square node, Venus trine Jupiter, Mars trine Uranus, Mars square node, Mercury sextile Neptune, Mercury conjunct Pluto, and Venus trine Lilith. So quite a lineup for just a week's worth of planets. Let's start on January 29th with Mercury squaring the node. Mercury will be at Aquarius 27 degrees 4 minutes, and the node will be at 19 degrees Aries 20 minutes, retrograde. Nodes are usually retrograde. They do go direct just a few times a year, depending on what our relationship is to the actual movement of the moon, but generally they appear to move backwards. So with this aspect, people's brains are firing on all cylinders. Mercury in Aquarius is a smarty pants sign. So we have people who are very, very, people who have Mercury in Aquarius tend to be really high functioning, high fast thinking people. So people's brains are just going a mile a minute. We all begin searching, the meaning of our lives. And you'll find that this is going to be a theme this month because there's a lot of interaction with the nodes. Figuring out our own motives and why we've done or why we're doing things that we're doing in pursuit of our main objective is going to be our main focus. When people avoid this, they become tense and frustrated because they're not understanding the energy that they're truly feeling. So don't resist this, just go with it. Also on the 29th, we have Venus trine Jupiter. Venus will be at 8 degrees Capricorn 16. Jupiter will be at Taurus 7 degrees 5 minutes. This is a beautiful aspect that causes people to be kind and polite. There could be new trends and activities happening now, and people will be more amenable to try these new methods. A very lucky transit for those who connect with it. No matter what you have or have not accomplished this month, it's good to feel good about yourself and the choices you've made. Now, refer back to that Mercury square node aspect. This is time to count your blessings and look at all the things in your life that help you on your way to your own destiny. If you don't believe in destiny, you should. You're marching towards it every day. Be sure you know where you're going. Another aspect on January 29th is Mars trining Uranus. Mars will be at 19 degrees Capricorn 10, and Uranus will be at 19 degrees Taurus 5. This is the energy you need to implement and execute that divine plan you downloaded under Mercury trine Uranus the day before. This whole period seems to be fated for so many, so why should you be different? Uranus may be our best connection to the angels. So if you're on a spiritual path, don't miss this aspect where Mars, which is your energy and ambition, will allow you to connect to your angels in a meaningful way. January 30th, Mars squaring the node. Mars will be at 19 degrees Capricorn 55. The node will be at 19 degrees Aries 17 retrograde. When Mars squares the node, you may question your destiny and why you are trying to do what you're doing. If you're young and unsure of your plan, then reevaluate and make adjustments now. If you're very sure of yourself and your plan, then use that Mars energy to make progress. And then finally, we're into the month of February. On February 2nd, Mercury is sextile Neptune. Mercury will be at 25 degrees Capricorn 48. Neptune will be at 25 degrees Pisces 48. Now, people will be acting on their love of fantasy and great art, great attention to detail, and finding it hard to cope with the practical side of life. Fashion, design, photography, any of the arts really, seem much more attractive now. Also on February 2nd, Mercury conjuncts Pluto. Mercury will be at 0 degrees Aquarius 29 minutes, and Pluto will be at 0 degrees Aquarius 29 minutes. So they are really exactly conjunct. Now, when Mercury engages Hades, we have some issues. Sometimes there's chaotic thinking due to the weaving together of conscious and subconscious thought, making things rather confusing. People will want very badly to explain absolutely everything, but this may leave some feeling like they're getting a lecture. When Mercury is conjunct Pluto natally, it creates a marvelous speaker, one who can literally turn water into wine linguistically. They're able to sway people using language so easily that people don't realize how much they are being convinced. Truly magical, but during the transit, it's a different story. On to February 3rd, when we have Venus trine Lilith. Venus is at 13 Capricorn 41, and Lilith is at 13 Virgo 41. The humming of your sensuality just beneath the surface threatens to become known when Venus gives her support. You won't bear it all right now because all of your instincts are to cover it up, but you know it's sitting there, waiting to be revealed. Lilith has a strange relationship with Venus. Under your own Venus, you love things, and you tell the world what you love and how you would like to be loved in return. But Lilith is the part of you that mustn't be revealed, the part that would be embarrassing or shameful, and therefore stays hidden, except to you or your most intimate friends. Perhaps you will be able to reveal something today, but if not, write it down, as this month is a beautiful time to create something magical. And now we're on to week 2, which is February 5th through the 11th. So we'll start off with a listing of all the aspects: Sun sextile Chiron, Venus square Chiron, Venus square node, Venus trine Uranus, Mars sextile Neptune, Sun sextile node, Sun square Uranus, new moon Aquarius, and Mercury square Jupiter. So on the 5th, we have the Sun sextile Chiron. Sun will be in Aquarius at 16 degrees 9 minutes. Chiron will be at Aries 16 and 10. The power of the sun joins with the wounded healer to create a couple of days where you can literally heal yourself, and fairly quickly. Also, if you're not even aware of something in your soul that needs healing, for example, a trauma that you've blocked out of your mind, then this period gives you a chance to identify that trauma so that you can go on with your healing. Also on the 5th, we have Venus square Chiron, and that's my kitty joining us for this podcast. Venus will be at Capricorn 1610, and Chiron will be at Aries 1610. Venus in Capricorn will challenge you to heal or improve the aches and pains you may be feeling from the winter cold. Issues with knees, bones in general, and joints may plague some, but fortunately, the sun is sextile Chiron, so you'll be able to shed light on the healing modality that will suit you best. It may wound your ego just a bit. For example, you may need to walk with a cane for a little while, but the healing will be able to take place. And then on February 5th, we have Venus squaring the node. Venus will be at 18 degrees Capricorn 52, and the node will be at 18 degrees Aries 52. So they're exactly square. The issues with Venus and the node may cause you to look at your future or your full life legacy and understand what that really means to you. Take care not to let your ego get in the way of things. Appreciate where you've come from, what you've truly accomplished, and be grateful for the blessings you have. Release the need to have great deeds write your biography. Instead, embrace the true biography written by your real accomplishments. Be proud of yourself, give thanks to yourself, and embrace who you truly are. On February 7th, Venus will trine Uranus. Venus will be at 18 degrees Capricorn 52 minutes, and Uranus will be at 19 degrees Taurus 8 minutes. So at the same time that you're understanding your true legacy, you will be inspired to see things in a new way. Uranus may gift you with divine inspiration to take you forward in life and expand on things that you had only just started. There may be some amazing feats in your future. But first, you should be grateful for what you already have. And sorry if that sounds preachy, but I was just trying to get in the zone of what Venus trining Uranus would truly bring to all of us. And on February 8th, which is my brother's birthday, happy birthday, Pat, we have Mars sextile Neptune. In fact, we have a whole series of aspects on that day. Mars will be at 26 Capricorn 25, and Neptune will be at 25 Pisces 59. Your imagination may take you to wild places, inspired still by Venus trine Uranus. This aspect gives you ambition and physical ability to accomplish your concept. Some of your concepts may be too fantastic to achieve, but write them down. You never know what is possible in the future or what is ammunition for a great novel. Also on the 8th, we have the Sun sextile node. Sun will be in Aquarius at 19 degrees 17 minutes, and the node will be at 18 degrees Aries 50 minutes. You may feel that your life's mission has just been revealed to you in a bolt of lightning. One's legacy and achievement is not counted on one day or 1 year in a life. You have many years to build your reputation and legacy, but that doesn't mean you have to wait to achieve milestones along the way. Review what was said about Venus square the node. That aspect is happening the day before this one. There's so much emphasis on our legacy this month. Planets are hitting the nodes left and right. So look for many people to be talking about their missions and bringing forward behavior that makes you proud to know them. And one more aspect on the 8th is the Sun squaring Uranus. Sun will be at 19 degrees Aquarius, 17. Uranus will be at 19 degrees Taurus, 9 minutes. The Sun is really teasing us here. We have so many aspects that promise divine inspiration, and here is the Sun making us work for it. Sun square Uranus will bring out the need to be the way shower, the teacher, the mentor. But the question is, do you actually have an audience? You may find that others do not appreciate your unique brand of whatever you're selling, so you resort to talking to an empty room or sulking in the corner. That brings us to February 9th, when we have a new moon in Aquarius. At about 6 p.m. Eastern Time, the moon and the sun will be at 20 degrees Aquarius, 41 minutes. So this new moon brings together your soul and your ego in the sign of the water bearer. That's right, Aquarius is known as the water bearer, but it is an air sign, which, having a name like the water bearer, does lead to a lot of confusion, but trust me, it's an air sign. You may feel that you have the answer to everything, and yet no one wants to hear you. The planets for this new moon fall within a very small area of our galaxy, from 19 degrees Taurus to 21 degrees Capricorn, less than 120 degrees. The concerns of the masses will be confined in scope. Gas, food, and housing prices may be of concern. Some increase in the stock market may be noted, but with 5 planets in fixed signs, the changes will be noticeable. A huge amount of Aquarian energy rules this moon, but what I'm feeling is the amount of fixed energy. Opinions will be very loud, very fixed, and probably a little bit obnoxious. However, out of it all, we could hear a clarion voice, a clear and concise explanation for what to do or what's going on that could give us some solace during this very chaotic and uncertain time that we're living in. While most of the planets do not exactly connect with our nation's chart, they will surely connect with many people, giving them permission to voice their opinions. And now we move on to February 10th, when we have Mercury squaring Jupiter. Mercury will be at 8 degrees Aquarius, 23 minutes. Jupiter will be at 8 degrees Taurus, 23 minutes. Clashes about what is best for the people versus what is best for the individual will be voiced under this one. So what I'm guessing is that under this new moon, it's very possible that we could have some sort of an opinion, like a real court opinion, SCOTUS or some other kind of court, come down with a decision that not everybody agrees on. And that following day, with Mercury square Jupiter, there's going to be a lot of discussion about whatever happens on the new moon. So it's really fodder for the masses, so you're going to hear a lot of talking heads discussing all this new moon. Whatever happens on the new moon, it's going to be a hell of a news day. And then on February 10th, another hell of a news day for everybody dissecting it and pulling it apart and discussing it. All right, on to week 3, February 12th through the 18th. And these are the aspects we're going to talk about: Venus sextile Neptune, Mars conjunct Pluto, Mercury sextile Neptune, Mercury sextile Node, Mercury square Uranus, and Venus conjunct Pluto. Venus sextile Neptune happens on February 13th. So let's see, what's this one mean? Well, first let me give you the degrees. Venus will be at 25 degrees Capricorn 54, and Neptune will be at 26 degrees Pisces 6. This is a lovely energy for creating art, decorating, or creating really anything under this vibe. Neptune, though, may drag you into the subconscious. So try a new meditation or a new metaphysical task, because those kinds of things are going to work out very, very well for you. By new metaphysical tasks, I mean try something different, perhaps for your divination. Like if you're a tarot reader, try runes, try the I Ching, shells, bones, the pendulum, numerology, or just different types of cards like oracle cards or Kipper. This is a great aspect for allowing you to let go, tapping into your imagination, which will also help you to delve into your intuition even further. All right, and then we come to February 14th, which is also known as Valentine's Day, where we have Mars conjunct Pluto, Mars will be at 0 degrees Aquarius 51. Pluto will be at 0 degrees Aquarius 46. Now, usually Mars conjunct Pluto is a signal for war. The two of them together bring selfishness, a lust for power, ambition, ruthless behavior, right? War. This is not a good aspect for Valentine's Day. So since this falls on a Wednesday, please postpone your Valentine's date until the weekend. And there will be an aspect over the weekend that is great for sexy time. But if we take the aspects together for this date, we find Venus is also within orb of the conjunction of these two, and the moon squares all three of them. So with the moon as a trigger, I would say something to do with our economy or women is going to be a big deal on this day. Perhaps another big court decision is handed down in the country, or there's a huge demonstration, or something really dramatic happens with the stock market, or a particular person meets financial ruin. You know, real drama, because we're talking about Mars and Pluto. The following day, we have Mercury sextile Chiron. Mercury will be at Aquarius 16:15 minutes. Chiron will be at 16 Aries 33 minutes. Now, while still in Aquarius, Mercury is going to turn its lovely brain cells towards healing and preventing illness or injury in the future. Aquarius is the sign of the future. This could be very important for you, so pay attention. Also, after all the hoopla on the 14th, we could all probably stand some healing. On the 16th, we have Mercury sextile the node. Mercury will be at 17 Pisces, 56. The node will be at 16 Aries, 36. When are we not thinking about our legacy this month? Honestly, Mercury, as well as almost every other planet, is bumping up against the North Node so much that I feel like I'm repeating myself. You will not worry about the future of your legacy and meaning of your life so much as you will it into existence. Now, don't forget to look at what you've already accomplished, for those things are important too. All right, then Mercury will square Uranus. Mercury at 19 Aquarius, 37 minutes. Uranus at 19 degrees Taurus, 16 minutes. Don't fight it. Mercury is trying to get in the way of your beautiful, divine inspiration from Uranus. While the Uranian energy may be giving you ideas that are unique or unconventional, they are still your ideas. So use them and take credit for them. Then on the 17th, this is the aspect I was telling you to wait for. Venus will conjunct Pluto. Venus will be at 0 degrees Aquarius 51, exactly conjunct with Pluto. Venus conjunct Pluto gives you tremendous intensity when it comes to the object of your desire. But in the sign of Aquarius, the two of you may skip the intimacy and instead do an intense plan for a new D&D game. It's not so much that Aquarius is averse to sex. It certainly isn't. They just have 5 million other things on their mind that are likewise interesting. So cuddling will happen, but you'll also see there's a grander plan at work here. So take the intellectual win and enjoy that. And now on to week 4, which is February 19th through the 25th. And here we just have Venus conjunct Mars, the full moon in Virgo, and Venus squaring Jupiter. So Venus conjunct Mars, Venus will be at Aquarius 7 degrees 5 minutes, and Mars will be at Aquarius 7 degrees 2 minutes. This is great for romance and the arts. We feel attractive and attracted to other individuals, as well as feeling very creative. So perhaps you should go on a paint and sip date. You may find that the creative expressions make you feel even more attractive. Now, in the sign of Aquarius, these things could be quite intellectual, so be prepared for a conversation all about how sexy you both are feeling. However, being a fixed sign, this could also be the beginning of a very unique relationship that does involve commitment. You've been warned. Then on the 24th, we have our full moon in Virgo at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 degrees of Virgo, 23 minutes. And that is conjunct my own moon. So I'm very, very excited about this full moon. Be sure to watch my full moon in Virgo video, which will be up by probably right around Valentine's Day on my channel. On the 25th, we have Venus squaring Jupiter. Venus will be at 10 degrees Aquarius, 48, and Jupiter will be at 10 degrees Taurus, 33. Venus square Jupiter may stop you from buying your new love every little gewgaw you see that you think they would like, but at the very least, it will also have everyone around you being ultra polite and well-mannered. So it's not a completely awful aspect. In fact, would be wonderful for peace talks or some other kind of negotiation. And now the last week, we're going to talk about week 5, February 26th into March 3rd. And we have quite a few aspects here. Mars square Jupiter, Sun conjunct Mercury, Mercury conjunct Saturn, Mercury sextile Jupiter, Sun sextile Jupiter, Venus sextile Chiron, Venus sextile Node, Venus square Uranus, and Mercury opposition Lilith. So let's get into that. Mars square Jupiter. Mars will be in Aquarius at 10 degrees 54. Jupiter will be at 10 degrees Taurus, 52. The god of war squaring off against the god of gods? I don't know. Zeus, he's the god of gods. This is a power struggle of the Herculean kind. I hope the peace negotiations hold. Jupiter is in Taurus and Mars is in Aquarius. Jupiter will believe things should stay as they are, and Mars will insist that they evolve and move toward a better future. We could have a couple of parties who are not playing by the rules and who just want their own way. Egos, ambition, overblown sense of self. This could all be at play here, so be very careful. And on the 28th, the Sun will conjunct Mercury. Sun will be at 9 degrees Pisces, 17. Mercury will be at 9 degrees Pisces, 19. You could come up with a brilliant idea and then have trouble explaining it. When the Sun is conjunct Mercury, we do have brilliant insight as the two come together. But once they are on top of one another, it's too much. It's overstimulated. Our brains don't function well and they tend to short circuit. So take a breath. Try writing down your ideas prior to February 28th because you'll have a better chance of explaining it. In fact, that's a concept I hope all of my listeners will adhere to. The whole purpose of astrology is to help you avoid the pitfalls, to help you make better choices so that you don't have to work as hard at making your dreams come true. And if you're going to have trouble expressing yourself and expressing your ideas on the 28th, well, then certainly this is not the day to make a big presentation. This is not the day to do a job interview, for instance. So use astrology to your advantage and live a better life. Also on the 28th, we have Mercury conjunct Saturn, which is not going to help the situation very much. So Mercury in Pisces is going to be in the same position, and Saturn will be at 9 degrees Pisces, 43. I'd love to say that Saturn can help the Mercury-Sun conjunction, but I doubt it. Saturn will just befuddle the befuddled person even more. The short-circuiting will be enhanced by the restrictions of Saturn. So in a word, no. This is not going to be a happy day. Try calling in sick. Mercury is a fast mover usually, so allow him or her to move past the exact conjunction, and then you'll calm down. Your brain waves will start responding normally, and you'll be able to talk. But P.S., Mercury is just not super happy in the sign of Pisces. It's in the opposite sign of one of its rulerships. So, take that for what you will. All right, on to the 29th. It's leap year, and we actually have an aspect on this day. Mercury is sextile Jupiter. Okay, now here it's starting to get a little better. So if you wait till March 1st even, then you're going to be clear of that befuddled Mercury. Mercury at this point is at 11 degrees Pisces 12, and Jupiter is at 11 degrees Taurus 12. So ideas may get overblown here, and you may overshoot the mark. So try not to overcompensate for the Mercury-Sun conjunction by speaking too quickly or too forcefully. Just speak normally. and explain yourself. Let someone else make a fool of themselves. On March 1st, we have the Sun sextile Jupiter, Sun being at 11 degrees Pisces 17, and Jupiter being at 11 degrees Taurus 23. This is a nice aspect where you'll feel once more like you believe in yourself and your ideas, and you may just get complimented for them, so allow yourself to accept that compliment. Also on the 1st, we have Venus sextile Chiron. Venus will be at 16 degrees Aquarius 59. Chiron will be at 17 degrees Aries 15. Healing vibes will soothe you and make you feel better. Now allow yourself to indulge in this. Self-healing can be enormously helpful, not to mention powerful. You'll be relieved to be healed, but also you'll feel powerful because you were able to do it yourself. Also on the 1st, we have Venus sextile the node. Venus will be at 16 degrees Aquarius 59, and the node will be at 17 degrees Aries 40. This is another connection with our mission in life. This one will allow us to feel that the things we've accomplished so far are very, very good for us. We can appreciate our abilities and talents and bolster ourselves to move on into the future with newfound confidence. On March 3rd, we have Venus squaring Uranus. Venus will be at 19 degrees Aquarius 28. Uranus will be at 19 degrees Taurus 18. Now, are we feeling a little deja vu? Last year, we had a series of these squares, and they're back. Not the series, but the aspect. Brilliant conversations do not a relationship make, although conversation, brilliant or otherwise, may be a hallmark of certain relationships. One great convo doesn't mean you should get married, so be careful here and don't drink the cafefe. And last but not least, we have Mercury in opposition to Black Moon Lilith. Mercury will be at 16 degrees Pisces 54. Lilith will be in Virgo at 16 degrees 54 as well. Mercury is our communication center, talking, writing, singing, etc. And Lilith represents the little things we'd rather not let the world see. Strange predilections, weird preferences, odd habits. So be careful here that you don't say too much to the wrong person. All right, so that's what I have for February. Thank you so much for watching the whole video. I will be timestamping this by the week, not by every aspect, because obviously there's so many aspects. I'd like to thank everybody for signing up for memberships, and I'm very, very grateful that you are all subscribers. I hope you have a wonderful February, and I will see you next time.